Good morning, everybody. My name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my Planner Perfect system and why I have this planner and what do I do in it and what is it. So this is my third video in this, I guess, lineup. I don't know. I did a Franklin planner system video, which that one was mostly requested. That's my main planner. It's my catch-all planner. And I've kind of been explaining. So I've got three main planners: my Franklin catch-all, my business Jane's agenda planner, and then my Planner Perfect. And so now I want to talk about this. This is a newer edition. I just started Planner Perfect last October in 2024. And at first when I started it, it was mostly just to have the leathers and the books and just try it out. This is the first time I've ever been in a TN before. I kind of used to scoff really at TNs, and I don't know why. I was like, oh, what is a TN? Why would people have a TN over, for example, like a ring binder or a bound notebook? And so I've just kind of fell in love with maybe the company and the products because the products are so well made. That could be potentially why. I also am an affiliate. So it's actually funny. I should mention this in all of my videos, but I forgot to mention it in the first two. I am an affiliate with each of the companies that I'm talking about today, that I'm going to mention right now. So I'm an affiliate with Franklin. I'm an affiliate with Jane's Agenda, and I'm an affiliate with Planner Perfect. Planner Perfect, they're called ambassadors. So I'm a Planner Perfect ambassador. And I have all of my codes down below and all of my links down below. So be sure to go down there and check it out. With Planner Perfect, I have a one-time use code. So if you've already used my code, you cannot use it again. So I apologize for that. But thank you for your support if you did use it. And it saves you 20% off anything. So you can use it on a subscription box. You can use it on a large order, a small order. You save 20% no matter what, one time. Okay. So when I first started this, it was kind of like selfish. I was like, oh, I want to try out leather. I need to see what they feel like, what they're all about. And then, like everybody else who seems to join Planner Perfect, I got hooked. And now I have a Planner Perfect problem. I do have quite a collection of TNs, and I haven't actually done like a video detailing. I guess I have. I did show my bookcase organization video. Maybe I will link that video if you guys want to check it out. But I think it's grown since then. First, when I started this, I wanted it to be a personal system. I wasn't planning on sharing this online. So that's kind of laughable because now I've just been doing all of my videos with you guys on YouTube. But I wanted it to be a personal thing, kind of like a journaling thing. Having this part of the thing, some of the things that are in here kind of are the reason why I cut out my journal and my business journal. I'll explain that in a minute though. And I also have some plans for the future, but we'll talk about that at another point, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I've got a couple of ideas, but I'm not quite sure whether I want to share them yet. Anyway, the system. So what it's meant to be, I used to use Franklin & Covey compact planner as my on-the-go planner because my Franklin planner is huge. So I'm just going to do a comparison. My Franklin planner is about the same size as my business planner. So those two planners, like this one and my business planner, usually stay home. They usually don't come with me. So it's not like I take this to karaoke with me and have my song list in there. It's just too big. And so you can see it's not like half the size, but it's definitely quite a bit bigger. And this is just a little bit more compact. What this was meant to be was my personal everyday carry. I was going to take it to the grocery store with me, which I do when I go. I'm take it travel with me, which I do. I even take it to karaoke with me so I can see my songs. And basically, even when I like take my kids to school in case I need to reference a date or something, I usually have this with me. So again, it's another way, like I still decorate it. I decorate the monthly and the weekly, but I don't decorate the dailies in my Franklin planner. I'm going to actually create a playlist. I'm going to link the playlist. So I'm going to have my Franklin planner, my business planner, and this planner in that playlist, and I'm going to call it systems. So this system is my on-the-go system. okay, slash personal. So it's a bit more personal to me, a bit more like close to my heart. And it's also my way to kind of like, I don't want to say memory keep. I do have like 5-year journals for my kids where I actually memory keep for my kids. This one is more for my sake. So I have the yearly planner, which we'll talk about in a minute. That's kind of more health information. The monthly planner is where I put keepsakes. Well, not really keepsakes, but I put like the details of our lives every month. So I'm going to have a huge collection of books if I stay with Planner Perfect forever. But I have pictures in here. Like at the end of the month, I'll go back and use the month in review and put pictures in. So for me, it's kind of like a memory system where I can go back and say, okay, this is what we did this day. Like, this is like the big thing. And then I'll usually have a picture of it in there, or like some kind of like memory thing. But it also has the details of our lives. So I can go to the week and say, okay, this is what we did here. Oh yeah. And it's kind of like a catch-all for me as well. So information in here is the same that's in my business planner and my Franklin planner, because when I'm out and about, I need to know, okay, what do I have going on? Like if I have a dentist appointment, I can't be making that to a big filming day. Like that was yesterday, although I still filmed a video, but regardless, like I need to know, and I have to have the information on me. So in regards to this planner being a little bit redundant, I do copy over information, and it's not necessarily new. So on the monthly calendar, I have the same information here that is on my my business planner. So I've got not really all my business stuff. I don't put my blog on here. I just write blog, but I put my videos in really tiny stickers, so I know what I have posting when. And then I have like all of my personal stuff on here. So it just kind of helps to know when things are going on, especially if I'm trying to make an appointment or something. And then I can refer to this planner and I can write stuff down as I go. So the other things I have in here, this is like a scratch notebook. I've been using field books from Amazon because they're a lot cheaper than the Planner Perfect notebooks. These are like 5 for 20 or 30 bucks compared to the Planner Perfect books, which are $30 to $40 Canadian. In here, I write down my song list that I sing for karaoke. I write down my grocery list, and that's pretty much the only thing that I use these for. So you can see every single time I just have like a grocery list or whatever. I've been using this one all month, so it's actually getting filled up, which is good. I need to make a new grocery list, but I'll continue using this one for the entire month of November, and then I'll probably switch just because I don't like this cover for December, but I'll come back to this and I'll make sure to be using these up. So I'll use this again like next month, like next year, because I don't want them to go to waste. Okay, and then at the very back I have my morning pages, which this is something that might change. So I don't think I'd ever want like an actual journal in here. You do get monthly journals from Planner Perfect. I use those for morning pages occasionally, not all the time, and I probably will have a different use for it at one point. And I actually do have an idea, but it kind of stems on the fact about me keeping my morning pages in a different area. So right now I like keeping it in here because I don't really have anything else to put in. I might. I'm going to see. So one of the systems that I use in here isn't necessarily working, and we'll talk about that. So in the pockets, I mostly use this to decorate. So I guess this really kind of takes care of my need for decoration, my need for making things pretty. I do decorate my monthly planner in my yearly, or my monthly calendar in my yearly planner as well. I have also been putting my washi tape from the entire year on the inside cover. I think this is really fun. And so that was up to this point. So I'll be putting December's here, right? And then that's it. It's really, really pretty. I love it. And yeah, I think this one was November, right? That was October, September, October, November. So as soon as I get my December sub box, I'm going to put December's on here. So what I do here, this planner is basically a future log. So for example, if I go to December right now, most of the things in here are written out. So what I do to decorate is I will just come to November. I'll like copy over the date. I'll put stickers. I'll add date dots. I'll put washi, and I'll have like actual stickers if I have enough room. And yeah, basically it's just a future log so that I can refer to this, and then I copy the information from here into my monthly planner when it arrives. But this is a way for me to capture information ahead of time. So currently I don't have anything for January because I'm still waiting for my January book for 2026. But so that's what the monthlies are for. And then the next page, so I don't generally share everything that's in here. So between each of the months, you get 2 separate pages. So we can look at December here. You get 2 separate pages. So here's a spread that's blank. I always get mine custom made in graph. And then the second page here. So and then you've actually got a couple more at the very back of the book, but I use mine for different. Cycle tracker. I have a cycle tracker on this page. The second page next to it is a yearly weight tracker. And then at the very back of the book, I have my book tracker. So I write down, like, my goal is to read 100 books throughout the year. So I simply write down all the books that I've read. I've only reached 51 because 2 of them aren't read yet. But so on the first spread, I have a habit tracker. So this changes throughout each month. And I guess my current one is the November, and I can show you how I've changed that. So I've kind of simplified it a bit for myself. But I'll track like my skincare, my water, my biotin, my magnesium, whether I've had a shower or a bath, wash my hair type thing. Physio, strength, cardio, health tracker, because I have a separate health tracker on the next page that I can't show. Personal development, which I haven't hardly done anything of. Morning pages, morning routine, expenses, reading, self-care, and bullet journal. I won't have that permanently. That's just like for December, basically. But anyway, so as I go through each day, I cross those off. And then this page here is a biohacking tracker from Jane's Agenda. I did purchase this as like a PDF file, so I can like print it again and again if I want to. And you're supposed to draw like a line. So let's say, for example, I take a marker. I'll do a red line because it's easier. So the point of this is I probably should use a ruler. You pretty much like connect the dots, which is so much fun. And then if you were to do this with every single line, you can kind of see a pattern. So this is hours of sleep. So for example, if I got really low sleep one day, I could come down here and say, okay, how does that affect my mood? And then you can kind of just, I guess it's a way to like understand your body better and like figure out like how you react to certain things, or like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I like, as long as you answer it truthfully, you know? Like, so obviously it's showing here, like quality of sleep. When I didn't get sleep, I didn't get very good quality sleep. So that's like the general trend. Or like my mood, like maybe my mood wasn't great on those days that I didn't get much sleep. So again, it kind of like copies, like my mood was low on the days I didn't sleep well. And the same with energy. If I didn't have much energy on days, it's because obviously I didn't sleep well. And another thing is like, look at this, like my energy seemed to lag for a couple of days just because I lacked sleep for like certain days. Even if I caught up the next day, it didn't actually like fall through. That's actually interesting. And then your activity level probably would coincide with your energy level, which mine did here. Okay, and then your pain. I mean, that could be related to the above things. It kind of depends. And then, yeah, so you can do your water intake. Like I change mine. So at the bottom, you can like enter in whatever you want. So I track my vitamins, my medication, because I have a stomach pill that I take for heartburn and for what are they called? I always forget. Like when you have a burn in your stomach. And then my inhaler, because I have asthma, so I'm on a steroid inhaler every day. And so anyway, so it's kind of like a neat idea, and you can kind of see like how things trend. And then the next page, I've got a weight tracker, my step tracker, and then a health tracker that I can't show. But that's what I use those pages for. So the things, like I kind of was realizing things that I'm missing that I want to have more of is kind of like a health notebook. And so part of me wants to, like, I need to have this yearly planner in here. So I need to have that. I need to have the monthly, and I need to have the grocery list in here, because it's my song list, my grocery list, and it makes sense because it comes with me when I'm out and about. So this is not just a song and grocery list, but if I wanted to write down a quick note, I can either write it down here, which I did like yesterday when I was at my dentist appointment. I could write it down here, or I can write it in here. So I need to have that notebook. The only one that is not completely necessary to have in here all the time is my morning pages, because morning pages, I do it from home all the time. Like, or if I'm traveling, I would need it. But so I'm trying to think of a different system. And like, honestly, the one thing that I would like to have is the mind map. I just couldn't afford it when it came out because it was a little pricey. So if I were to ever get one, I'm thinking that I would keep my morning pages in my mind map. And one of the things I would like to do is use one of the journals from the Planner Perfect subscription, maybe one that is a little bit less seasonal, and keep it in here permanently until it's filled up, and use it for everything health related. So whether that's like a dream that I've had that I remember that I want to write down, or doctor's notes, or medical notes of some reason or something, or if I wanted to track my physio to a greater degree, like maybe I want to write down specific exercises. So that's something that I'm thinking of doing going forward in the future. I just don't know where I would keep my morning pages, because right now I like to have them in here. But this planner, like all of these planners, only hold 4 books at a time. And you can technically make jump strings. You can use an elastic to quickly create it, but it does tend to stick out. So I have been doing that with my Christmas planner. Like when I set up my December book, I think I'm just going to take these out. I was going to use them to keep the theme in my planner, but I actually really like the way my the books look for December. So I'm gonna like take all of those out, and it's gonna make more room. And then I'm gonna be putting my Christmas planner in. So I mean, that is a possibility going forward in the new year. I could just simply do that with like a 5th book permanently. But I don't know. We'll have to just see, because again, I don't necessarily need to have morning pages in here all the time. So maybe I just need to hear it from you guys, and what do you guys do? So yeah, so there are some areas of carryover. Like I said, the calendar, the future log is nice because that's currently where in my Franklin planner I put my future log in there. And then I also have one in here because again, I need this. Like if I don't have my Franklin planner on me, I need this to be exactly the same as that one. And then my monthly one is more of like a decoration. But the important thing here is I actually script my days. So I script how I want them to go, whether it's like a really cool thing that might happen. I tried to like write down like, okay, this is a possibility today. Let's make it happen. And it's kind of cool because if you're in the right mindset, it's funny how much we underestimate our heads. Like, I don't know about you guys, but if you're in a positive mindset, you know how like everything just seems to go right for you when you like wake up and you're like, yes, today is going to be a great day. And that's something that I like challenge you to do every day. Get out of bed, like look outside, look up at the stars or look up at the sky and say, today is going to be a fantastic day. And then proceed with your day and see what happens. And that's actually from a book that I read. I can't remember. It was during the Jeans Agenda Masterclass plan thing. But I can't remember if wasn't getting things done. It was like Power of Habit maybe, or Atomic Habits. But anyway, so just tell yourself you're going to have a great day. And then, usually you do have a great day. And so it's funny how much we underestimate how much our minds play an important role and how powerful our minds actually are. So if you write things down, you're more likely to do them. If you write down things that could potentially happen, it's more likely to come true. So just like, it sounds like voodoo magic, but it's not. Just, listen to Jenny's videos and She calls it the power of scripting. And yeah, just it is kind of interesting. I know a lot of people on in the Planet Perfect community don't necessarily script. And again, that's kind of like where I like I'm like, oh, I'm too busy to do all that, but I'm not. I'm not too busy to do that because I think it's very important and it's very powerful. And in my Franklin planner, that's where I keep my plans. So that's where like my task list is. But in here, this is where I write down like, okay, this is actually going to happen. This is going to happen today and it's going to be great. So like, for example, I have to write down, today's Tuesday. So I have to write down tomorrow what my plans are going to be and how it's going to look like. And you know what? Like usually like I write down like all the things I'm going to do and like when I'm going to do it. And, you know, I'm just going to do it and it's going to be great. So anyway, that's pretty much my system for Planner Perfect. This is a little bit of a shorter video because I don't have a whole bunch of things to talk about. But if you guys have any ideas or any thoughts or comments for me, feel free to leave it down below. I love when you guys leave feedback for me to read and respond to. And yeah, be sure to check out my new setup. So I had mentioned in my previous videos that my December setup was going to be late, like my December box was going to be late. It actually might be here by Friday. So if it is here by Friday, I'm probably going to be able to do a video still. So if that's the case, look forward to that. It's going to be my December setup. I'm going to be changing my TN. So excited. December is going to be one of those weird months where I might actually switch my TN halfway through, the same as I did in October. So October, I was using Gabriella, and I always use wide. I was using Gabriella, and then I switched for Halloween week, and I went into Sophia, which was so pretty. And I've got a couple of TNs I haven't used yet, so that's my goal, is to use them. And so we're going to switch twice in December, which scares me a little bit because I like following through with something once I've set my mind to it. I'm a little bit stubborn that way. Let's just call it stubborn, shall we? All right, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, like I said, make sure to leave them down below and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're new, please subscribe, click on the bell button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.